If you're tired of setting the same goals every year and getting absolutely nowhere, this video is for you. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what steps to take to finally achieve your goals in 2025. It's not life getting in the way, it's you. Let's be honest. How many times have you set a goal only to abandon it weeks later? Maybe you told yourself that this year will be different. You envisioned a future where you are more disciplined, more successful, more aligned with the life you desire. Yet somehow, life got in the way. Sound familiar? You tell yourself, this year will be different. Yet the pattern repeats. Not because you lack talent, intelligence, or even ambition, but because your approach is flawed. And if you don't change how you operate, you'll find yourself stuck in the same exact cycle next year, wondering why nothing has changed. And if you're waiting to feel ready before you start, you'll be waiting forever. The people who actually achieve their goals aren't more disciplined or more gifted. They simply do not wait until they feel ready. They understand that readiness is a myth and action must precede confidence. They've simply mastered the art of consistency and have crafted systems that make success inevitable. And that's exactly what we're going to build today. Today's video is not about vague inspiration. It is about strategy, precision, and mastery. I spent the last year studying the psychology of goal setting, experimenting with different strategies, and figuring out what actually works, not just in theory, but in real life. In this video, I'm breaking it all down into practical steps so that you can create goals that actually stick, design habits that require less discipline, not more, overcome self-sabotage and inconsistency, and make real progress without burning out. Chapter 1. Being specific and realistic. Take time to decide what you want and what your actual goal is. What if I told you that the reason that most people fail to achieve their goals isn't because they're lazy, unmotivated, or incapable, but because they were never clear about what they truly wanted in the first place. We live in a world obsessed with ambition, but few ever take the time to define their desires with precision. We set vague resolutions like, I want to be successful, or I want to get in shape, without ever specifying what success actually looks like or what getting in shape actually entails. But here's the truth. Dream without a plan is just a wish. Before you can build a strategy, before you can even take action, you must first define your destination. What do you truly want? And just as importantly, how will you know when you've achieved it? Vague goals set you up for failure. Research has shown that people who set specific, measurable goals are significantly more likely to achieve them than those who set broad, undefined ambitions. Think about it. If you simply say, I want to learn a new language, how do you track progress? How do you measure success? Contrast that with, I want to be able to hold a 15-minute conversation without pausing to translate in my head. The difference? One is a statement of intention, and the other, the blueprint for action. Clarity transforms a goal from something abstract into something actionable. A dream exists in your mind. Goal exists in reality. Imagine closing your eyes and picturing your dream life. Perhaps you see yourself as a best-selling author, a thriving entrepreneur, or a financially free individual traveling the world. It feels real in your imagination, but until you break it down into actionable steps, it remains nothing more than just a fantasy. A goal is something that can be measured, tracked, and achieved. Ask yourself, how will I know when I've accomplished my goal? What does success look like in tangible terms? Vagueness is the enemy of progress, while clarity is the guide for success. Now take a moment, write in the comments one specific goal that you are committed to achieving this year. Not a dream, not a vague desire. A clear, measurable goal. Let this be the first step in turning it into reality, because those who define their destinations are already ahead of those who are still wandering. Chapter 2. The power of writing down your goals. Here's the second reason why most people never achieve their goals. It's because their goals only exist in their minds. A goal that lives in your head is nothing more than a fleeting thought, a wish, a hope, a possibility. But when you take your goal and put it into words, when you write it down, you give it weight, pull it out of the realm of imagination and anchor it in reality. Studies have shown that simply writing down your goals makes you 42% more likely to achieve them, not because of magic, but because the act of writing signals to your brain that this goal is important, that it deserves attention, and that it is something that you are committed to achieving. This is because tracking activates your reticular activating system, known as the RAS, a part of your brain that filters what you pay attention to. Your brain is constantly bombarded with information. Social media, emails, news, conversations. It has to filter through everything to decide what matters and what can be discarded. Writing down your goal forces your brain to recognize it as something worth remembering. This is called encoding. The moment you put your goal on paper, the brain processes it differently. It no longer treats it as a passing thought, but as an intention that needs to be acted upon. You ever notice when, let's say, you're interested in buying a new car? Let's say it's a BMW. You suddenly start seeing BMWs everywhere. That's not a coincidence, nor is it because everyone suddenly has a BMW. Your brain has just been primed to notice it. It's not that these things weren't there before. It's just that your brain has now labeled them as important. Kind of like your very own TikTok For You page. It's like how you click on a certain video that comes up, and suddenly for the next 30 videos, it's all on the same topic. The same thing happens when you write down your goals. Your mind starts filtering the world in a way that helps you spot opportunities, ideas, and resources that align with what you want. 2. It creates a visual reminder. Writing down your goals isn't just about thinking. It's about seeing. A written goal serves as an external storage system, a physical reminder that keeps you accountable. It's easy to forget a goal when it's only in your mind, but when you write it down and place it somewhere visible, on your desk, your mirror, your phone screen, it stays in your awareness. It reminds you every single day of what you're working towards. Imagine waking up every morning and seeing your goals staring right back at you. That constant visual reinforcement shifts your focus from wishing to acting. So if you've been keeping your goals locked in your mind, it's time to change that. Chapter 3. The art of tracking and monitoring your goals. Imagine you're on a road trip to your dream destination. You have the perfect playlist, a full tank of gas, and a sense of excitement. But you have no map, no GPS, no signs, no checkpoints. How confident would you be in reaching your destination? This is exactly what happens when we set goals but fail to track them. We start with enthusiasm, but without a clear system to monitor our progress, we lose momentum, get distracted, and eventually, we forgot where we are even headed. So here's why tracking goals is a non-negotiable. 1. Tracking turns your goal into a system. A goal is not just about what you want to achieve, it's about the process that gets you there. Tracking allows you to see if you're moving forward, falling behind, or need to adjust your approach. For example, if you want to write a book, you don't just write "finish my book" and hope for the best. You break it down. Week 1 to 2, outline the chapters. Week 3 to 4, write 10,000 words. Week 5 to 6, revise the first 3 chapters. Now, you have milestones to measure progress instead of relying on motivation alone. Here's how you can track your goals effectively. 1. Break it down into sprints. Instead of staring at a huge goal, break it into shorter, manageable phases. Each sprint gives you small wins to keep yourself motivated. 2. Choose a tracking method that works for you. There is no one-size-fits-all approach, but here are some proven methods. Journals and notebooks. Writing down your progress engages your brain and increases accountability. Spreadsheets and Notion boards. Tools like Notion, Google Keep, or habit tracking apps can help keep you on track daily. If you don't track your progress, you're leaving your success up to chance. People who track their progress achieve more. Period. Chapter 4. The secret to consistency? Make it fun and easy. Most people don't quit their goals because they're too hard. They quit because they're too boring. We start strong, full of energy, ready to change our lives. But when the novelty wears off and discipline feels like a chore, we start negotiating with ourselves. Maybe I'll skip today and make it up for it tomorrow. Maybe this wasn't the right goal for me. Maybe I just don't have the discipline. The truth is that we don't rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our systems. That's why people who build habits successfully don't rely on feeling motivated or inspired. They create an environment where success is the default. Discipline isn't just about willpower, it's about design. If something feels like a struggle every single day, then you're doing it wrong. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't wake up every morning debating on whether or not you should do it. It's just part of your day because it's easy, automatic, and requires no thought. Your goal should be the same. If you can make it easy to start and hard to quit, your success becomes inevitable. The real secret to long-term consistency is to make the process enjoyable and effortless. You need to make it easy or you will give up. So let's talk about how to do just that. 1. Remove decision fatigue. The more decisions you have to make, the harder it is to stay consistent. Every time that you have to think about when, where, or how to do something, you create friction, and friction kills momentum. Instead, make it automatic. Lay out your gym clothes the night before. The less effort it takes to start something, the more likely you will follow through. Pre-decide your decisions. Plan your workout, your meals, or study sessions in advance. Knowing exactly what to do eliminates hesitation. Visual cues. Put your book on your pillow if you want to read more. Keep a bottle next to your coffee machine if you want to drink more water. Make the right choice obvious. By designing your environment for success, you make progress feel effortless. 2. Turn it into a game. Your brain craves reward, so give it some. Use a habit tracker. Checking off progress releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical, making you want to keep going. Create challenges. Turn your goal into a 30-day challenge and compete with yourself. You can also use rewards wisely. Celebrate your progress, but make sure your rewards align with your goals. Progress shouldn't feel like punishment. If you make it fun, you won't need willpower. You will want to do it. 3. Make it social. Humans are wired for connection. When we do things with others, we're more likely to stick with them. So you can find an accountability partner. Whether it's a friend, a coach, or online group, having someone to check in with keeps you motivated. Ask yourself, how can I make this so easy that I can't fail? How can I make this so fun that I actually look forward to it? Success isn't about willpower, it's about strategy. And if you master this, staying consistent won't feel like a struggle. It'll feel like second nature. Chapter 5. Power of reward and accountability. Building on the last chapter, humans are wired for instant gratification. We chase pleasure and avoid pain. That's why long-term goals, which require delayed rewards, can feel so hard to stick with. But what if you could make progress feel good now? Research from Dr. Gail Matthews found that people who wrote down their goals, created action plans, and had an accountability partner were not only more likely to achieve their goals, but rated themselves 76% more satisfied with their success. This is because they weren't just waiting to feel good when they finally reached the finish line. They built rewards into the process itself, turning hard work into something that feels enjoyable and satisfying in the moment. So here's 3 steps to help you do the same. Step 1. Reward the process, not just the outcome. Most people only reward themselves when they achieve their goal. The problem? Big goals take time. If you want to wait until you've made it to feel good, you'll burn out before you even get there. Instead, learn to reward yourself for consistent action, not just results. This trains your brain to associate effort with pleasure, making it easier to stay consistent. Step 2. Find an accountability partner because you won't let them down. When you're the only one who knows about your goal, it's easy to let yourself off the hook. But when someone else is counting on you, suddenly, quitting isn't so easy. That's why accountability partners can change everything. A study from the American Society of Training and Development found that people who commit to a goal with an accountability partner increases their chances of success by up to 95%. The reason? We hate breaking promises to others. Public accountability works too. Announce your goal on social media, or join a group with like-minded people. The more eyes on you, the stronger your commitment. Step 3. Make it a game so that you actually want to win. Nobody likes boring work. If your goals feel like a chore, you'll find excuses to avoid it. So the solution is to gamify your process. Challenge a friend to see who can stay consistent the longest. Or my personal favorite, you can use a reward ladder. Start with small rewards and increase them as you hit bigger milestones. Brain loves small wins. The more you build them in, the more addictive the process becomes. Ask yourself, how can I reward myself for consistency? Who can I make my accountability partner? How can I turn my goal into a game I actually want to win? Chapter 6. The Art of Relentless Pursuit and Why You Must Never Give Up. Most people never reach their goals, not because they aren't capable, but because they stop too soon. They start with passion, but when things get difficult, they assume it means that they're not meant to succeed. But here's what successful people understand. Success is not about feeling ready. It's about showing up even when you're not. Just look at J.K. Rowling, who was rejected by 12 different publishers before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. Or Thomas Edison, who failed 10,000 times before he invented the light bulb. Or Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team before becoming the greatest player of all time. They weren't more gifted, they weren't luckier. They just kept going. And so must you. The only way to fail is to stop. Success isn't one giant leap. It's a million small steps that you refuse to stop taking. The version of you that has what you want, the version of you that is successful, thriving, powerful, that version of you didn't quit. Take one more step. Do one more rep. Try one more time. Because you are closer than you think. And if you don't quit, one day you will wake up and realize that you have made it. So if you've made it to the end of the video, you've just uncovered the blueprint, the formula that turns dreams into reality. But here's the truth. Knowing is not enough. The only thing that stands between you and everything you desire is whether or not you act on it. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait until you feel ready. Just begin. If this video resonated with you, give it a like and save this video. Come back to it whenever you need to reset, refocus, and remind yourself of the path you're walking. And if you're serious about leveling up, I have much more for you. There's another video waiting for you right now, one that will take you even deeper into mastering your goals and unlocking your highest potential. Hit play and I'll be waiting for you there. Until next time, take care of your heart, your mind, and your dreams. I'll see you in the next video very soon.